welcome to the first edition of Make We Talk. And my name is Tunde Obaze. And the reason we want to talk today is just because, like the music said, what is going on today, my hand no sabi, in case you don't understand that, that is my hands, my body, my head, all in confusion, traumatized by what we all are experiencing, not only in America, but around the world. But today I want to focus on what happened in Minnesota this last couple of days about George Floyd, a young black man that was virtually, as we all say, murdered, killed, supervised by the state or by the police that we pay. I don't know about you, I am so appalled by it that trying to remain even sane has become very difficult. I consider myself a very, very calm person, but in this particular case, all things that I have been taught and I know, it's just virtually out of the window. I would like to beg those that I may offend in my comment. But then when I look at what happened and what has been happening to young brown and black men and women in the streets of America or somewhere around the world, I am appalled and I owe no apology for any statement that I will have to make, because you have to compare it to the reason why I am making the statement, that the deliberate and systematic killing of people that look like me, my children, and even myself is unacceptable. It was unacceptable back then during slavery, and it's unacceptable in 2020. Most especially in a country we call one of the most civilized country in the world, if civilization really mean anything anymore. We have come to see that not only that the President of the United States will make comments that appalls everybody, but now the tools of enforcement have been corrupted so bad, they've always been kind of corrupt. But let me make a statement that I do not condemn all. I would be so wrong to condemn all the police department, but because quite a percentage of them are so corrupt, they soil the rest. If you don't understand what I'm saying, let me spit in a cup of water, a cup or a gallon of water, and I tell you to drink it. You're going to tell me that water is wrong. So before you tell me it's not all policemen, yes, it's not all. I have relatives who are, but they condone the culture of secrecy. They condone the culture of torture. They condone, that has become norm to them. If you haven't been handled by a police department, if you haven't been under suspicion and be handled, then maybe that's why you may have a difference of opinion. I have been arrested multiple times for things I did and things I didn't do. I can say none of them I was wrong. But a man is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But in this particular case, not at all, not even given the chance. I am not going to even bother you with the graphic videos that we have all come to see. And if you haven't seen it, go check for yourself. But I am also appalled to come see now that, yes, nobody. I do not support those who are vandalizing or burning things and looting. But then when you consider a war, which I think has been declared on the children in this country, which I think has been declared on the black and brown children of this country, which I think have been declared on the poor in this country, there is absolutely no apology for riot. There's no apology for burn down. Those things can be replaced. I am not seeing apology for the death of young black men and brown men. I have not seen reconciliation even since slavery. Make we talk, make we talk. And for those brown and black politicians who are in a position to do something and not saying anything, I say shame on you. Shame on you that you have come to cooperate with a system that have decimated your race and your people, and now because you got a position, a chair, you consider yourself protecting what you got. When people sacrificed for you to be there. And I said, if Not every black man is my brother. Not every white man is my enemy. And for those black men who are sitting in the position of power, who could speak up and chose not to speak up, I say, shame on you. And I owe no apology for saying that. Just imagine if George Floyd was your brother. And I know he is. Just imagine if George Floyd was your son. And I know he is because I claim him as my brother and my son, and I am vexed. And if you are asking for any apologies from me for a statement I will make, I'll say swallow your tongue because I'm not going to offer it. I consider it war declared in the streets of America on our children. I'm a father who's nervous for myself and for my children. And I'll say this. If you don't want the streets to burn, if you don't want riot, then you must stop it. You must stop it. And anybody who considers this a threat, I say take it so, because they say foolish men take wise warning as a threat. But I'm not going to sit down on my hands and sit down and try to be civilized while you kill the children, while you kill defenseless and unarmed children in this world. Make we talk, because killing was the intention. Killing is still their intention. And if you need any evidence or anything else to piss you off, I say you are sick and you need some treatment. And if you're coming to look at other things and you are agreeing with even those who are saying, look at the building burning, the buildings are insured and they can be paid for. But don't kill the children. And if they're concerned about the building, about the streets, about all, I am so grateful that I was not there, because I call on the citizens. You ever see an officer doing such a thing, take him down. I'm not saying kill him. Do all you can to prevent it. And even if you die in the cause, I'll say so be it. Because we can't let this go on. And I will say, if white America, and I will not condemn, because most of the people that also stand up for us are white. So I will not condemn all. If I make the mistake, I will again categorically say, make an apology now and later on for those if I group people together. But I am so vexed that sometimes I may not be very sane. For those black politicians, I'll share this with you. I say, you, pleased with yourself for freeing yourself, after seeing yourself in a world by yourself, not knowing yourself to question yourself about yourself that enslaved you. Go ahead, drink champagne with your redneck brothers who are killing your children. Go ahead, why don't you go sign up with the Ku Klux Klan? And you just have a dashiki on and you call yourself an African or a black man. A real black man will stand up at this time and let the consequences fall where they may. Because if they know that if you touch my child, your house will burn down. If you touch our children, that your street will be in riot, they won't do it. To have 4 police officers sitting there, 3 others. Actually, we see now that there were 2 others that were holding this man down, in addition to the one with the knee on the neck. If they were trained, they know that those decisions they made will kill this man, if that was not their intention. They didn't let him go until he was lifeless. And if you're still not convinced that they are wicked, that the killing was their intention, you are sick. I don't care whether you are black, whether you are white, and whether you call yourself civilized. You are sick. I say it and no apologies. I am restraining myself from even reacting. So let me just be very clear with you. 9/11, we killed 500,000 people because we vex. And some of us say rightfully so. Then why you kill my brother and I can't burn down your vehicle and your car, and even if I can come for you? Having said that, look at this. They have this man arrested now because just to save their property. That's why they arrested him. If Tunde Abaza went into 7-Eleven and stole a donut, I'm not going home, I'm going to jail. This man supposedly committed fraud. I am not condoning that. And he's dying for it. And the people who killed him are still running free. America, we are sick. To make a distinction between some people because they have a khaki uniform on or because they are white, I say they are giving the white race a bad name. Not every white man is evil. This is not even racism. Racism is an understatement. This is pure evil. In this country that we've come to believe in, I am one of those who gave up everything I ever owned to come to America because I believe we have constitutional rights, we have rights. That was very deceptive. To know that this has been happening for so long and nobody is prosecuting anybody, I will call on any well-meaning American, we need to start prosecuting them. Find those men. Find them. Make them uneasy wherever they are in this world. And I don't care what the consequences will be. Because, it really... So, what are we saying? We want peace. But if you can't grant me peace, if you can't grant Trayvon Martin peace, if you can't grant George Floyd peace, if you can't grant so many other black and brown children that has been killed, including some poor white boys, then you don't want peace. And you are expecting me to comply with your crazy rules and regulations when you are killing? Absolutely not. A well-trained police officer should be one of the best in martial arts. A well-trained police officer should be able to restrain anybody. They have tasers, they have other tools. Killing was their intention. I want to share something with you because Muta Baruka I'll share this image, share this poem with you. Then we'll continue this conversation because what I am beginning to hear from even the press. Oh yeah, there's a sympathy. Even the mayor of Atlanta. Yeah, I understand. It hurts. But go appeal to the killers. Don't appeal to the people that are angry right now. I am one of them. And this is the only way I know how. Because I don't believe in violence and I will never reduce myself to the level of those police officers who are supposed to be well trained. No, we should not let that happen. And if you are a great American, you should not let it happen. If you love this country, if you love yourself, you love it, you should not let it happen. Because if it happened to one of us, it happens to all of us. So for those of you that are vexing about buildings and Target that was blown up, I say I want to see you vex over the death of millions of Africans. I am. Let me tell you why I am very angry. Some of you may say, Tunde, but you are not African American. That's nonsense. This nonsense of divide, including from some African Americans. I said, that's nonsense. You don't know yourself well enough. I'll say this. They didn't kill Floyd George or George Floyd because of the Indian in him. I'm sure he had some. They didn't kill him because of the Caucasian in him, because I'm sure some of these Caucasians were so corrupt that I'm sure he had some in his lineage. They killed him because of the African in him. They killed him because he's a black man. Because they will not do that to a white man. I will categorically say that. You show me an image. Just recently, there were white brothers with guns facing and spitting on the police. And nothing happened. Dylan Root killed 10 people. He made it out of the church. He went to a church to kill people. He's a white boy. On his way to jail, they took him to McDonald's to feed him because he said he was hungry. Will a Mexican or a black person make it out of that church after killing? I'll say no. You and I know this. But we deceive ourselves to say all men were created equal. Justice for all. I say that's a lie. You need to stop deceiving yourself. It's justice for some. And you know you and I don't belong to that. I have been arrested in Dallas, Texas, locked in a police car when it was about 95 degrees outside. Inside the car, it was 140 degrees. And the police officer, this lady had no heart, left me in there. All I was doing was supporting a demonstration at the Grassy Knoll. But also because I was working for KNO and I'm part of the press, she said I couldn't be among the pressmen because I had a Palestinian flag around my neck. But the only crime I committed was, we live in America, ma'am. I have satisfied your requirement. I am a press man. And you are not to tell me what I put around my neck. And she arrested me for that, and I ended up in a car. If not for the great Reverend Stovall that overheard that I was arrested, I would have died in that car. I know so because I was feeling cramped. My blood was beginning to boil. I know so. So if you are asking why I'm so angry, this same thing have traumatized me because I have also known my two boys handled by the same uniform officers in different cities. So this is not a Baltimore thing. This is not a Minnesota thing. This is not a Dallas, Texas thing. This is actually an American insanity. If this is the last statement I make over this, so be it. But I'm not going to compromise my position, compromise my integrity, compromise my dignity because some crazy white boy or black boy or whatever who think he's got power to subdue me and handcuff and torture and kill. Even the people that our system found guilty of a crime that they had to die. Some of you know that I am against public execution. But the fact is, the law said it must even be done quickly, that we should avoid cruel and unusual punishment. If you still think that it was okay to kill this man with a knee in his neck, I'll say, hold your breath as we speak. Just hold your breath. And after 8 to 10 minutes, if you can still talk, call me any name you can call me. Yeah. And I'll say this, even for us Africans, we find a reason to justify, oh, he must have done something. Even for us African Americans, we want to see all the videos, so we want to do a thorough investigation. For most of the time they have arrested me, there was no investigation. It was based on the assumption of the officer, and he threw me in jail. And we witnessed murder, and they are looking for additional evidence, additional reason. I say, America, this one is for you.
This poem shall speak of the wretched sea that washed ships to these shores, of mothers crying for their young swallowed up by the sea. This poem shall say nothing new. This poem shall speak of time, time unlimited, time undefined. This poem shall call names, names like Lumumba, Kenyatta, Nkrumah, Hannibal, Akhenaton, Malcolm, Garvey, Haile Selassie. This poem is vexed about apartheid, racism, fascism, the Ku Klux Klan, riots in Brixton, Atlanta, Jim Jones. This poem is revolting against first world, second world, third world, division, man-made decision. This poem is like all the rest. This poem will not be amongst great literary works, will not be recited by poetry enthusiasts. It will not be quoted by politicians nor men of religion. This poem is knives, guns, bombs, blazing for freedom. Yes, this poem is a drum, Ashanti, Mama, Igbo, Yoruba, Nyabingi warriors, Yohuru Yohuru, Yohuru Namibia, Yohuru Soweto, Yohuru Africa. This poem will not change things. This poem need to be changed. This poem is a rebirth of a people, a rising, awakening, understanding. This poem is speaking, have spoken. This poem shall continue even when poets have stopped writing. This poem shall survive you, me. It shall linger in history, in your mind, in time, forever. This poem is time, only time will tell. This poem is still not written. This poem has no poet. This poem is just a part of the story. His story, her story, her story. The story is still untold. This poem is now ringing, talking, irritating, making you want to stop it. But this poem will not stop. This poem is long, cannot be short. This poem cannot be tamed, cannot be blamed. The story is still not told about this poem. This poem is old, new. This poem was copied from the Bible, your prayer book, Playboy magazines, the New York Times, Reader's Digest, the CIA files, the KGB files. This poem is no secret. This poem shall be called boring, stupid, senseless. This poem is watching you trying to make sense from this poem. This poem is fucking up your brains, making you want to stop listening to this poem. But you shall not stop listening to this poem. You need to know what will be said next in this poem. This poem shall disappoint you because this poem is to be continued in your mind, in your mind, in your mind.
Tonight we're going to we have a shocking
This poem, I hope it continues in your mind. I hope this broadcast continues in your mind. I hope, no, it's not thugs that were in the street like our crazy bald-head president said. I don't even acknowledge that Trump guy because we need to Trump him. America, you got what you deserved by not voting. If you don't like what is going on, go vote. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. Vote your conscience. But the fact that we are going to allow any system to dehumanize any of us, I also say this. If it was a white man that I saw down there, because I am human first before a black man or African or an American. If it was a white boy, and for those that are white men, for those of you who know me very well, I will also stand up this way. But to know that there's a systematic killing, just let's look at this last 3-4 months. Those are the ones that we saw. But I cannot, in good conscience, cooperate with anything that threatens me. Even an ant will bite if anything threatens it. Why do you think? I mean, just look at it. The man on the ground, the officer taunting him, say, get up. You have your knee on his neck and 2 other officers holding him down. If any of you listening to this show were committing the same crime, if all things fine, if they call the police, wouldn't they be dealing with you and taking you to jail? I think what the shock that, as much as I want to blame the people that were there saying, why were you videotaping instead of just going after them, let them kill you if they have to kill you. But maybe we may not have seen this video. So I'm just assuming that maybe this is the way it's supposed to be. But if you don't react to this and you need additional evidence, additional killing, in my anger mode, I hope it is you. Period. Because they say when they came for the Jews, it wasn't my business, so I didn't care. When they came for the Arabs, It wasn't my business. I didn't care. When they came for the black people, it wasn't my business. I didn't care. But when they came for me, nobody home because they were all gone. So you think that, oh, this is just about black people? I love my young, conscious, black, brown, Asian brothers and sisters that I saw in the street. I'll say this. Yes, I know that some of you are going to say, oh, Tunde, I can't believe you said that. I am cheering them on. Fight. Fight. Because some of us have to go to battlefield to go fight war. But when the war is brought to your street and your house and your, I say fight, resist. What, they're going to bring all the National Guards that you are paying for to come and kill you, announcing through the PA system. I love those young boys and girls who just chose not to retreat. No, I do not condone the burning, but those are casualty of war, my friend. Have you heard? We bombed the whole place out in Iraq. We call it collateral damages. What don't you understand about collateral damages when you are killing the children? What don't you understand about collateral damages when you are killing unarmed innocent people? And when your police have become the criminal, what don't you understand that it is about time to revamp the system? What don't you understand when your preacher have become the corrupt one in the street? You want, some of us need some brain surgery. Or we want to be told what to do. You want to be told to vex, that your freedom and rights and liberty is being railroaded. So you want me to beg you to stand up for your rights. What a shame. I guess we live in a country where everything is a paid service. Everything is. And I'll show you, if you search for yourself, and for those innocent white liberal brothers and sisters who think that, oh, come on, Tunde, it's not that bad. You're pulling a race card again. I say, I don't pull race card. I don't do single card. I throw in the entire box of race deck. It is sick that you still don't know that after slavery, we are prosecuting the Germans for war against the Jews. Who is prosecuting the crazy Europeans and Africans who were responsible for slavery? Is it too late? In all museums in the world, you have African art that were stolen out of Benin City, Nigeria, and parts of Africa. Because it's the Europeans that did it, it must be legitimate. While we are fighting to return all the stolen properties of the Jews, I love my Jewish brothers and sisters. I wish we can learn from them to know that you fight for what you believe and say never again. But I guess we don't know ourselves enough because a lot of us are trying to protect our job. We're trying to protect our business. We're trying to protect what we don't even have. We're worried about everything but the real thing. It was an American president. Somebody said, I can't remember now. If you know, just put the name out. Say, give me liberty or give me death. He must have been insane. He must be crazy. Well, but because he's a white man that said it, no, he got to be right. And that's what I'm saying. Give me liberty or give me death. The torture of African children, home and abroad, stops now. The enslavement of Africans, economically, politically, and all, stops now. If we know ourselves, we organize. And for those of you still reaching out to those who are killing and enslaving you to save you from yourself, I said, you need some pills. You need brain surgery. Because it will take, if just a few of us, to change it. And if you will just say no to inhumane treatment of everything else. Let me say this. It's not that we don't know. Look at Michael Vick. Michael Vick killed a dog. I disagree. I own dogs. I love my Choco. I love my. But they sent him to. They virtually ruined that man. And I remember people getting in my case then when I said, cruel and unusual punishment for a black man over a dog. Let me see the punishment for this young man. The 4 of them, not one, all of them. 3rd-degree murder? That's a 1st-degree murder to the max. This is still the deception. They are already orchestrating how to let him go. If you don't know it, look at Zimmerman. Killed Trevon. Followed Trevon. Killed him. He's in the streets. He's even suing and we're sorry that we don't know ourselves. That's why that man is still running the street. Zimmerman and every other one of them should be running anytime they see another black man, not us running from them. The mistake we make, the foolishness we have, we have been so brainwashed and so civilized that we're the first to turn the other cheek. They trained you to do that, didn't they? You slap one of my cheek, I will turn both of your cheek and slap it. I'm telling you. We live in a country where they are chasing terrorists all over the place. The Ku Klux Klan are having a feast. Tear them up. Tear them up. Those cowards, if they were not cowards, they won't put white sheet over their face. I said the next time you see a Ku Klux Klan, tear off that mask off his face. Expose him. And you will find out that he's one of your police officers and police chiefs. If you can't do business without covering your face, then you are doing something evil. It's about time we stop trying to be politically correct. People died for us to be here. And I am not going to try to be politically correct, and I don't give a what you think of these statements I am making and who I am. I don't expect to be justified by your laws, by your rules, and by your opinions. I am a father of children, all black, and I'm glad they are, and I will not even bleach them. I will protect them with everything I own, that is including my life. And I will encourage every black father, black mother, brown father, brown mother, white man, anybody who feels threatened. Again, is it not just actually stupidity and foolishness to not protect your own? The ones that were supposed to be protecting us are the ones that are killing our children now. Who do you call when the police is killing you? They all have become a part of their organization, what I call the Ku Klux Klan. It has infected the place from the White House of this great country, the United States of America. I don't even know what I want to even say great, because at this time, I guess this was the great again they were talking about. The enslavement of a black and brown man. This is the great again that we're talking about. Yeah, because they don't feel great anymore because they're no longer able to just, with impunity, hang you. They used to hang us and call it picnicking. Yeah, I know now some African Americans will say, Tunde, you were in here, you're not. We need to stop all that nonsense. We need to look at the bigger picture that when they kill you, they kill me. That it is the me in you that they are trying to even kill. That's why I take it personally. Maybe you are not as vexed as I am because you can, yes, it's okay. You can attach to the Irishness in you. You can attach to the Oibo, the European in you. I can't change what I am. I am a black man, I'm African, and I will fight you if you touch me. We'll come back after this because I think the wahala we have in our hand is greater than we can actually deal with, but we will just continue to speak about this. If anybody thinks that I'm going to back off from this statement, I will spend the rest of my time chasing this. Let me just be honest with you. So, if it is fight, let's fight it. Or if it is reasoning, let's reason together. My ultimate goal is that we are peaceful, we have an environment for our children, for our future. Not this nonsense. I am not going to be running helter-skelter, running like a chicken for my fellow man. I guess we need our own security in our neighborhood. Maybe these paid police officers were not here to protect us, but to kill us. Therefore, we may need to organize ourselves differently. We'll be right back after this.
Pa Shakil. It just me.
Thank you for staying with me and welcome back. That was a song we released under the Unicorn record by Betty and the Code Red way back about 30 years ago called Na Wahala Today, Na Wahala Tomorrow. Wahala means trouble, hustle, and all kinds of things, including what we're dealing with now. That was 30 years ago. It was written out in Dallas, Texas. Talk about what we see in this country. I just don't understand it. He said, upon all, even immigration, put us through hell. Then your boss at work put you through hell. Then the Caucasians put you through hell. Then upon all, even our own black brothers and sisters, we put ourselves through hell. Now wahala today, now wahala tomorrow. Yes. And that statement forever still is still real. Let me share this with you. I found this on WhatsApp, and some young lady put this out. I don't know who she is. And again, I thank you for expressing yourself. And I think that's what we all need to do. You have social media. Express yourself. I want to feel your pulse. And if you have anything, please, you don't have to agree with me. I want to hear from you. But I want you to hear this. This was on TikTok, and somebody shared it on WhatsApp with me.
It's about 8 a.m. here where I live, and I still can't get the murder of George Floyd out of my head. So I wanted to do some searching and some digging to find out who was one of the 4 killer cops that murdered him, the one that had his knee on George Floyd's neck. And I found some really interesting information. His name is Derek Chauvin, or Chauvin. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'll put the spelling of his name in the video. This is him on the left. This is also him on the right with the Make White Great Again hat. This is him at a Trump rally in Minnesota when Trump came to Minnesota. Another photo of him at a Trump rally in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So this is Derek Chauvin, a murderer, a Trump supporter, and an overall racist that took a life of George Floyd. It's important to note that he had been in trouble before and has killed people before and got away with it. That's why he thought he could get away with it again. Justice for George Floyd.
Justice for George Floyd. I heard from some people saying I am not audible. Not quite sure, but all right. If you think it still exists, please let me know. Again, I want to quickly shout out to Timothy Asemuta, good friend, long time, Timothy. Appreciate you, brother, for listening. Pete Rogina, hello from New Jersey. Hi, Pete. Always a good one. Is it Miss King? Tasha? Is it Tasha? I can't see very well. I'm an old man, and so please bear with me. And I have Valencia, Etlin. Thank you for joining. Hi, yeah, that's my sweetheart. And who else do I have? Gabriel Ugege just reached out. I appreciate you guys, and thank you for being there. Emmanuel Osekita. I said, they say you are not audible, brother. I hope I am now. If you can hear me, please now acknowledge, because I am trying to get this thing going just by myself, but I appreciate you guys letting me know. Nkope, I say, who else? I say Helen. Helen Esohe Ugo Onyelo. Thank you. Who else? Reginald Phillips. Margarita Loiza. Thank you. Who else? Quite a few. I really appreciate you guys. This is what it will take for us to get this. Yes, I have my man there. T.O. Sweet. You and I need to have a show. Tio is my son, and we've rescued each other from the arms of police before, and we can just, that's a different show entirely. So, but he was not available to join me live today, so we'll do it again. And I just couldn't wait anymore to schedule anybody. That's why I just chose to soloquize today, and I appreciate all of you joining me. And let's see, said can barely read all of them, but I appreciate all of you joining us on this. This is going to be more a regular program, and make we talk. And I will find a better way to incorporate you into it. But also, if you have a Zoom account, you can join me. I intended for this to be a 2-hour show. And if you go to the Facebook, where it's broadcasting right below me, you will see the link to the Zoom link to join me. And I'll take your call, I'll take your chat, and even your opinion. Nothing is right or wrong. Nothing is, in this particular case, that's why I just call it Make We Talk. I just need your opinion. This whole environment we have found ourselves where we sanitize ourselves, we sanitize everything to the max. That is not that is not acceptable. So I will continue to say, speak your mind, speak out, let the consequences fall where they may. The reason that most of us are thinking that everything is okay is because nobody is speaking out about what is eating them. Instead, they give you pills. They want you to just subdue that feeling. The reason you are disturbed, instead of going to go take the pill, is find out what is it and confront what it is, and you feel better. Typical example. I am doing this because I have been so disturbed by this nonsense. It happens everywhere. In a very subtle way, it happens. Even at the office, it happens. I remember when I was driving a taxi cab, a customer refused to pay me. I called the police. Then I was the one being inspected, I was the one being questioned, and I was the one who got in trouble. Why? Why? Is this a democracy for some people, by some people? Is this, I don't know. Let me show you an image that really sometimes disturbed me. And yes, it happened long time ago, but you tell me what has changed. Look at this image. Man to man is so unjust. Children, you don't know who to trust. Bob Marley say, your worst enemy could be your best friend. And your best friend, your worst enemy. Some will eat and drink with you, then behind them sus upon you. Only your friends know your secret, and only he could reveal it. So who that cap fit, let them wear it. You gonna throw me con, but me not call no foul. Now I just call foul. What is guaranteed to the black and brown man in this country is half. Foul. We are not protected equally under the law. We are not protected equally economically. Look at COVID-19. It's killing more black and brown and poor people than we know we are more fit, but because the medicine, we are the last to get it. I won't include myself in it. I will consider myself privileged. But if I am privileged, that is why my privilege should not be for me. I should use it to better those who are not. So for that reason, I will speak out. I will shout. I will make those who are very comfortable uncomfortable about this crisis. So you don't have to be a racist, even if you are not, but you condone it, I'll come after you. You don't have to be, to even know. I will say whenever you hear somebody make a statement about somebody else, challenge it. Challenge it. Challenge it. When you hear a racial statement, mani mo put a nigger by the toe, challenge it. Let that person know one way or the other you don't appreciate it. You know that America is sicker than it has ever been because now racism was in a closet and incubated for a long time until we got this crazy bald head. The man who take hydrochloroquine and wash it down with bleach. That's your president. Man, we inherit the devil for the crown. And I owe no apology for it. It's my opinion. Go ahead, sanitize it. That's another thing. I'm supposed to be guaranteed that I have freedom of speech, but when I don't say what you want to edit and sanitize it? Go ahead. And if I don't, you kill for it? Go ahead. I cannot allow this to continue. If you are a father, a mother, if you consider that you are religious at all, you're spiritual at all, then I'll say stand up. Speak for the voiceless. Stand up for the defenseless. And stop focusing on the nonsense. And I will say this. If you are trying to have a party, I'm not invited, and you're planting that plate on my head, I should be able to crush it. So the system that does not work for you should not be supported. Give me my taxes back. I should not be paying police officers that are killing my children. I should not be giving money to hospitals that are not taking care of my children. You have discriminated against, I should discriminate against you. I don't call people who don't like me or people who discriminate against me and hate my family, I don't call them my friends. That's stupidity. Some of you are begging those who put their feet on your neck, you're begging them for your rights. That's why you don't really know yourself. So it is important that we continue the dialogue. If you feel that you have anything that was not said right there, I want to hear from you. If you feel there's anything disturbing you, I want to hear from you. If you have a point to make, no, on this show, Bridge Radio, we don't look for experts. If you have a strong opinion, I want to hear from you. If you are a police officer that you think I said the wrong thing, I want to hear from you, because I know that majority of the police officers are good. But it's the few that just spoil it. And I keep saying this. Oh, Tunde, don't condemn the whole. Revamp the whole. Because if I spit in a bucket of water, you will not take a cup of it and drink. You will either sterilize that thing, revamp it, and be guaranteed it's right, then you drink. The same thing. The law enforcement of system have failed us. It may be working for white America, it may be working for rich America. I am a confident 65-year-old man that I have no question of anxiety or anything. But why is it when I see a police officer, they make me tremble? I asked Police Chief Ben Click of Dallas sometime back when I had an interview with him on Empowerment Radio. I asked him, do you get nervous when there's a police officer behind you? You know, that man he said, in the city, they don't know me. Yes. And I'm like, why is that? Shouldn't they protect everybody? So it has to do with who you know? And he was honest enough to say, I really haven't figured it out why there's so much fear. And I said, no, officer, that's where you lied. You know, the violence perpetrated on citizens and the chance that when they are involved, it take a spiral turn to another level. That's partly why. But having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll continue to say this. This is going to be another weekly thing. While we are in this crisis, don't forget to take care of yourself. Don't hesitate to be kind to somebody else. Having said all of this, all I am saying, I will be the first. If Mr. Trump changes ways tomorrow, I'll be the first to extend a handshake and an olive branch. Until then, you need to get out of office. We need to chase that crazy bald head out of town. Honestly, for what some of them have actually done, they need to be prosecuted. So until then, love your family, play with them, and leave me some notes. Peace.